giving them their list of talking points of horrific Hasan Piker quotes, which they also provided to Sarah Longwell from The Bulwark and to Alyssa Slotkin and Ruben Gallego. And who was the other one? Cory Booker. The AIPAC Dems. This is all about Israel. All of this criticism of Hasan Piker is all about Israel because he is critical of Israel, and the establishment Democrats and the establishment Democrat think tanks like Third Way understand. They read polling. They know that 80% of Democratic voters have a negative view of Israel now. They know that 90% of Democrats between the ages of 18 and 49 have a negative view of Israel right now. And so they're not trying to shut Hasan Piker up because he said bad things. And he did. He said some horrific shit that a couple of them I condemn. They're going after him because he's critical of Israel, period. Between now and Election Day 2028, Third Way is going to spend between 30 and $50 million fighting against and discrediting other Democrats who are too progressive. Yeah, they're going to spend up to $15 million against other Democrats, not against Trump, not against MAGA, not against Republicans, against other Democrats who are critical of Israel. It is all about Israel. Anyway, he did a lengthy, I haven't heard the whole thing. He did a lengthy interview with Jon Favreau of Pod Save America that just came out today. But I saw this clip. Hasan Piker brands Republican Party biggest terrorist group on earth. And I was like, I would like to watch that. So I'm going to watch this clip live. I haven't watched it yet. And let's hear what Mr. Piker has to say.
Instead, but you see as we head into these, that like after what we've lived through these last years, the stakes and the stark difference between even a Democrat who you and I might find.
I think Favreau was asking him about earlier this year or maybe late last year when Hasan said that he would not vote for Gavin Newsom in the 2028 election, and this is an expansion of that discussion, is my sense.
Not up to par, to say the least, versus Vance or whoever the fuck they put up.
Of course. I mean, I hate Republicans. I oppose them. I say that all the time. I think that the Republicans are far more damaging. The biggest terrorists, the biggest domestic terrorists in this country, the biggest terrorist internationally is the Republican Party. And not only that, but it's just like I want to fight against the growing fascist movement in this country. My frustration with the Democrats is their conciliatory attitude towards that and their lack of investment in this struggle. This idea that, on the one hand, you say Donald Trump's a dangerous force. I see that. I recognize that. But then you turn around and you take on his anti-immigrant narratives and anti-immigrant messaging from the 2020 election that you won and decide you're going to be the sincere candidate that ends up, dealing with the growth of migration in this country. It's a failure. If you were serious about being an anti-fascist, if you were serious about combating these forces, you would take it more seriously. You would do everything you can. You wouldn't try to win by your.
I think he's exactly right. I mean, what's the one thing that we have all been frustrated about relative to the Democratic Party over the course of the last 14 or 15 months? Cory Booker's out on a book tour right now. Chuck Schumer has capitulated how many times to Republicans in the Senate to keep the government funded? And what the fuck is Hakeem Jeffries doing in the House? What's he doing? I mean, Democrats should be on every podcast, every cable news show that they can get on every single day, pointing out the failures of this administration, including podcasts like Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, Tim Dillon, who we'll see in a minute. These podcast bros who helped get Trump elected. Go on those podcasts and point by point, bullet point by bullet point, line by line, point out Trump's failures and point out his betrayals of his own voting base. What are they doing? What are they doing? Doing a 25-hour-long filibuster and then writing a book about it? Fuck off, man.